way. One more thing, maybe you don't know about him is he's a very passionate carpenter also. He knows wood and he knows how to bring good designs out of wood. So that's something I think many of you might not know. Please listen to some of his experiences when we all jointly speak on the topic, make it new. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Meren to the stage.
Hello, guys. First of all, I would like to, thank each and every one of you for inviting me into this very wonderful festival, Convergence. So the whole thing about being a businessman or an entrepreneur and getting into the likes of accusation of money. So this is everything about, we think business, this is good, this is bad, that is bad. It's nothing about that. For me personally, I think business is an attitude. It's an attitude which you have. You either have it or you don't. Or, it's more to do with your personality. It's how you talk. It's how you portray yourself. It's about presenting yourself in the right way. So you might have multiple amount of businesses here and there, but until and unless you have a strong personality in, taking care of situations, taking care of troubleshooting, and the most importantly, which I feel is how you react to situations. Believe me, in all business line, there are so many situations. I'm sure my friends know they agree with me when they say that, reacting to a situation is most important. Now, when we talk about, let's say, coming back to the real topic, we're talking about making it new. Now, making it new is a very, rudimentary term. So, for me, I would like to just point out that making it new is something you take, whatever is there. We can say like this is new, that is new, we just bring something new, but it's not actually new. We just take something and turn it into something much better. So we take those kind of terms as new. When you talk about businesses here, there's multiple amount of businesses. The only thing we can do is like in a place like Nagaland, we're still struggling the first generation, maybe at the most second generation of a businessman here. So, we think everything is new here. But actually, if you go out of Nagaland, you will see that, many establishments are old. Things which are new here, everything is old. So what we do is we take those things, blend it into our system, and make it new. So let me just say something about, about the food industry, the Big Bite, which I started. I started my business when I was about 26 years, 27 years, I believe. I just finished my graduate. And in the meantime, I was also giving out a lot of examinations, competitive examinations, competitive and departmental examinations, which, in all senses was kind of legit, but, for a system like Nagaland, it's very hard to get through all those things. So, in the meantime, I had this passion of doing something for myself. Before that, when I was doing my graduation in Delhi, I always thought, hey, I want to do something different. Let's say if I work here in Delhi or if I work somewhere near Delhi, take a job and do something, I just have to go and fit into something which is already there. But the bigger challenge for me was to challenge myself to a whole new level. Now, doing that, you have to come back here. This is where it all starts. So I wanted to start something which was a bigger challenge for me. So we can start something, we can establish something. So that's how I started in the business. And I was thinking about different kinds of business, but food is my passion, as you can see. As you can see, I love food. So I decided, hey, I want something more basic. There are lots of businesses, but I believe that, businesses which is based on the needs. So any business which is based on the need of the people. For example, let's say you get up early in the morning, you use a toothbrush, you drink tea, you use sugar, just multiple array of products we use every day. So if our businesses is based on a need of the people, believe me, it's going to work. But the important thing here is to be consistent in any business. So I chose food. Food business is one thing which almost everybody, wants to get into. But the thing is it is a business which will guarantee you something every day. Open it, you are going to do some kind of business. So by and by, Hello? Oh, so much better, thank you. So slowly, I sort of realized how important being a businessman is. But I also realized one very important thing, that there are two kinds of businessmen. One is the one who does business. He knows what to do about it. Let's say I give you an apple, okay? The two of you, I give 2 apples, one each. One guy will sell it for a higher price, maybe making a little profit, 20-30% profit. The other guy will actually, turn it into a juice and sell it. He makes more money. So there are two kinds of people. One is a businessman, the other one is an entrepreneur. So, I decided, hey, business is good, but I want to be an entrepreneur. So the whole idea of innovation, thinking of new ideas, application of new ideas, and believe me, there are lots of troubleshooting when you go through that. So when you do that, eventually you get into a place where you are an entrepreneur. You start, taking the basic product and making it 10 times better. So that's how you make things new. That's how you recreate things. So I think, this topic is kind of big. It's a long topic, so maybe we can just zero down later on. Maybe if anybody has any questions later on, you can just ask me and we can, talk about that. But like I said, business in the basic sense is all about attitude. It's all about the right attitude. It's all about how you portray yourself and work towards the situation. So I guess I'll just stop there. Maybe later on I can come over and just answer some questions. Thank you.
Check. Would you like to ask some questions now when it's hot? Anybody? If you have noted some questions, you can ask. If no, then you can jot it down and keep. Meanwhile, I'll invite on stage a person who was otherwise not known. He had been nursing an idea for quite some time. When he came up with his business plan, he had covered every part of what he was going to do. But when he started doing it, it was not easy. So he approached some organizations for technical support. And in the process, some breakthrough came, and today we have that gentleman who is in our midst. It's been only 1 year, but he has already made a difference in a particular service industry which otherwise was not catered. With the traffic jams in Kohima, things have not been easy and it's getting worse by the day. He has come up with a solution which has impacted positively many lives and is generating employment. And he has found a niche for himself in this economy of ours. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming none other than Chumben Yanthan. Please give him a big hand. He's the founder of two-wheeler taxi in Nagaland.
Good afternoon to you all, my dear friends, my juniors, my lecturers who are also here. My name is Chumben, and I am also an alumni from this college, and today I am truly proud and privileged to be standing before you all. Well, in short, I will brief you all about what I do. If we actually look and if we actually stop and observe the streets of Kohima town today, which is our capital city, We see that our students, our lecturers, our aspirants who are running around maybe for interviews, our medical staffs, our commoners, our middle class, our workforce. In other words, our future is stuck on traffic jam. And through the humble profession that I am involved in and we are trying every day to contribute in making public movements easier, faster, and convenient every day. And this has been only possible because our government acknowledged the importance of our service and finally legalized it. And at the same time, we would also like to acknowledge our youth, our public in general, who had been supporting us. Without your support, this would have not been possible. And we thank you for supporting us all the way. As I speak, today I would like to ask you all a very simple question about life. Do you want to wake up every day with a sense of hope or without hope? We all know the difference about having a sense of hope and not having a sense of hope in life. Today as I speak, I would like to challenge you all, request you all to once again ascertain the difference and decide whether to be hopeful or to be hopeless. Coming on the topic, make it new. When I think about it, when I truly analyzed it to myself, make it new. To me, it is as simple as this analogy. If you want to see the sunrise in the morning, you have to get up off your bed. You have to find an open space, look up the sky, feel the heat of the sun on your face. So to say, to be somewhere new, you and me have to be willing to take that uncomfortability, leave your comfortable bed, leave the blanket, and especially when there is here. So to me, it is as simple as that. We have to sacrifice certain comfort in order to be where we want to be. Today, I am not here to tell you how to succeed in life, because I probably don't know what it takes to be a successful person, or probably I also don't know exactly what the rules are to be successful. I am only here standing in front of you to tell you some of the challenges and struggles that are attached as we try to implement our ideas, whether they may be old or they may be new, based on few of the experiences that I have had over these few years of my journey. It is very much important that we have to learn from the past. But we are never supposed to copycat from the past, because the need and the situation are different from the past, the present, and the future. And I understand that some of you may be passing out this year, some of you are on the verge of getting out of college. Now you may have many new ideas, brilliant ideas, dreams that you want to build when you get out of college. But I want to encourage you to keep that energy, conserve it. But at the same time, I want to tell you that it's not going to be easy. There are going to be challenges that you have to face in order to implement those ideas to make it new out there in the real world. And one thing that I would also like to tell you is, do not expect do not expect that the society will clap hands and accept your ideas. No, it's not going to be that way, I am telling you. The society may tell you that your idea is brilliant, how amazing your idea is. But the society is also going to tell you that it will not work. Or even if it does, it is not going to be enough. Because at the end of the day, it's not government job. It is more like the story of that baby mosquito who went out for the first time, came back very happily and told her father that people were clapping for her as she floated around in the air. while in fact those people who were clapping for her were trying to kill her. That is the mindset, and that is the societal feedback that you will receive when you are out there trying to be on your own, trying to make something new and implement it for not only for you but for the society. And if your idea happened to be involving the system that we so-called about the Nagaland government system today, I advise you to better prepare for patience like our mothers have had for all of us. And for this, I do not blame the government. Our system has been so complacent, our system has been so lackadaisical for all these decades. And we cannot overturn it within just 1 month, or with just by one idea, or with just by 1 year. When I am telling you about the system, I want to also share you about our journey of implementing the two-wheeler taxi in Kohima and in Nagaland today. Now, if you go to Kohima town and see a two-wheeler taxi, for you it might be very easy. It might be very simple. Just pick up a scooty, drop a passenger, get paid. The job is as simple as that. But to make that very simple thing possible, many people have gone through a lot of tough times. And in this journey, I would also like to acknowledge some of my friends who are also here today. We struggled together, we brainstormed together, and we were supporting each other all the way until the legalization happened. We had to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning in order to get an appointment for one officer. There were even days that we had to start waiting for one officer starting at 10 a.m. in the morning. Waited till 5 p.m. in the morning, 5 p.m. in the evening, on a wooden chair. We were sleeping outside, we were playing on the lobby sometimes. That way we even spent entire days. And finally, when the time came, the officer concerned is tired. So he cannot entertain public anymore. So we had to go back again, wait for another days, few more weeks to get an appointment, go back again. We had to run from pillar to post. We had to make them understand that this is a new service, this is the best alternative that we can come up to in order to contribute in reducing the traffic jam in our capital city today. And we were very serious about it because, like I said earlier, our future, as we see, is stuck on traffic jam. I am sharing you all these struggles and these challenges that we faced because these are the realities and these are the stumbling blocks that you will be facing when you are out there trying to make a difference, trying to bring in a new idea, and trying to make your life easy as well as trying to make a contribution to the society. To make it new, I understand and I feel that we need a new mindset, we need a new approach, we need a new energy every day. We even have to change our perspectives towards small jobs, towards self-employment activities. Because on my personal experience, I will tell you that, of course, I also have some dear friends who supports me, but the wider society I'm talking about here. Some people may consider me as crazy, as good for nothing, because masters khodom hoi gina scooty julai ase, taxi bhara mare ase. Even my family members are not really proud of me for doing this, but For me, when I started approaching the government and when I started trying to implement this very idea, I knew that, and I decided that big or small job does not matter to me. My education does not matter. What mattered to me is whether I am doing the right thing to earn my livelihood. And likewise, I would also encourage you all, because now you are a graduate, you may have MA, you may have different kinds of qualifications on your resumes, but we are not going to eat our certificates. Those certificates are not going to fill our pockets. And therefore, whether the job may be small or big, there is a dignity if we respect it, and if we ourselves feel that this is the right thing. These are the challenges, and some of the challenges that you and I are facing today that are hindering our movement, to go to the next level. We also have to get away with the struggles that we have because of tribalism, because of chauvinism, that women can do this, women cannot do that. I am telling you, anyone can do anything if it is legally approvable, and if one is willing to take up the job. Doesn't matter whether you are a boy or a girl. And we also need to encourage support amongst ourselves to move against the corruption and the complacency and the lethargic energy in us and in our society, so that with this new mindset and with this new approach, we may be able to somehow help each other to move to the next level. To make it new, I feel and I strongly believe that you and I can never be absolutely sure about everything. We can only believe that it will absolutely work. Because as much as the idea is new, there is an irrational part attached to it, which is only rational to you and to me because it is your idea, it is my idea. In other words, I'm saying, when you are faced with 99 reasons about how it will not work, that 1% that you believe in should be able to make you convince yourself every day, make you believe, motivate you every day that I believe this is going to work. And I am telling you this because it is through my own experience, and I have faced this kind of challenges, and I am still facing, and I am determined to still continue to face it. We don't venture into business because people believe in our ideas, because the society believes in our ideas. No. We venture out into business because we believe in our ideas. No matter what, we believe in our ideas, and that is why we venture out into business and entrepreneurship. Today, as I look around, I know that some of you may be very much confused. Some of you may be thinking whether all this is making sense or not. But let me tell you, I am also equally confused. I am also doubtful. It is just that I am older than you all, and I have started to struggle, and am still struggling. When I say this, your lecturers may think that I'm misleading you, but I've been in your place and I know what it feels to be a college student. So sometimes, but please keep your mind open and don't take it otherwise. It is very much okay to eat up your pocket money in the first week and feel like your life is miserable. It is okay to keep smiling for the entire night, don't sleep and want to go back to school to college as early as possible because your admirer smiled at you, or maybe you went to Tsugu Point in the last evening. And it is even okay to plan with your friends, sometimes punk class and have a little fun. And it is even okay to feel lost and question whether college is helping you or not. But I want to tell you one thing. It is not okay for you and me to stop that little voice in your head, in my head, that urges us every day to do something better and to work it out. It is not okay to give up. It is not okay to stop dreaming, to stop wanting to be better and better every day. There has been a huge rain today, and we see how our lives are affected when it rains. But passing on these rains that we have been experiencing, I want to say this. When there is a heavy rain, let's not seek or wait for the rain to stop. But let us work hard so that we can afford an umbrella or a raincoat or even a bolero. I was also a student of St. Joseph's, and I know personally that St. Joseph's College is second to none of the colleges in Nagaland. Do you all agree? Platforms like this are already a breeding ground for new ideas and new innovations. And today our society is needing new leaders, rejuvenated officers, rejuvenated mindset, rejuvenated entrepreneurs. And as I look at you, I want to believe that the new mindset, the new approach, the new energy, the new perspectives that we have been talking about are present in our midst today. I would like to end my elaboration with that for now. If you have any questions later, you may please ask. Josephites, rise and shine.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Chumben, an alumni of the very famous St. Joseph's College here in Jakhama. And we are so happy that he is part of our panel. He has kind of expressed from his heart his struggles, and it was almost an outpour of encouragement as well as the discouragement that he has gone through, almost to a point where he was emotional. Those of you or those of us who are already in the business of entrepreneurship or business can see through that struggles and emotions, and when they share about their struggles, we can almost not just empathize but feel what they are going through. He has clearly said that he has not reached the end, but it's a process and is going on. They have very skillfully and tactfully negotiated their path that will lead to success, employment, self-sustenance, and gratification also in the years to come. They have opened up a path that everybody thought about, but nobody did. It's such that that thought came from a Josephite, an alumni with a master's degree to go back and start something which we think is not suitable for a qualification as his. I would like you all to just acknowledge the presence of some of his friends who are with him and who have traveled all the way here to Kohima, leaving their business aside to support him. May I request his friends to please stand up if you are there. Those of you, Chumben's friends who have come, please give them a big hand. Thank you so much for being here in our midst this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, make it new. They are new. What is in? They are in. This is their time, their idea, and because of their noble venture, there's going to be an impact and difference in all of our lives. In my profession, we are already feeling the impact, and they have helped us reach our careers in time, reach our people to certain destinations which we would not have reached despite having our four-wheelers. And it is because of them that Nagaland is on schedule and Kohima is on time. Please give them a big hand once again. My company's name is Unitex, Unitex Inc. Inc. My office is just opposite War Cemetery. We have been in business for quite some time now, about 45 years, 2 generations. It started off very small, and it's not very big, but the message that I want to send out today is, it has been feeding 2 generations. Don't think that jobs are your only option and you have to go to them, be it government or private. Innovate, sustain, innovate, continue. Me and my family, we depend on my income that I generate from my enterprise. The message that I want to send out to all of you is, business is real, business is sustainable, entrepreneurship is doable. There are very wealthy people in villages who sell only flowers. Some of our case studies have shown that some people who rear and sell only pigs are in fact the ones who are most successful in a particular community. There are 2 organizations by the name Entrepreneurs Associates, EA, and YouthNet, who are working tirelessly for the development of entrepreneurship and business in Nagaland. Can I request Entrepreneurs Associates to stand up once? Also YouthNet. Please give them a big hand. Thank you for being a part of this discussion. It is all the more important because the ideas that you have, if you are not able to do it on your own, then these 2 organizations are there behind you. You are free and most welcome to go and discuss your ideas with them. In Chumben's case also, when he had nowhere to go, he went to YouthNet. YouthNet guided him and helped him. YouthNet takes absolutely no credit for that, but they were also a catalyst. There are many more entrepreneurs which EA has developed, and one of them, I think, was a guest speaker here in some of the sessions earlier. These are 2 incubating organizations which have grown individually. They have the knowledge, the reach, the network, and also to some extent the money. So if you think you lack in any one of these, please go to these 2 organizations and then they will help you. I'm part of them, so I feel very proud and honored. When we were starting out, we started out on the streets. There was absolutely no one to talk to or discuss our ideas also. I have shared it in some forums. When people used to come to my shop, I was just doing then we used to, 10 plus 1 and 2 used to be called PU Commerce. Your lecturers and professors will know this. Today it's 10 plus 1 and 10 plus 2. People used to walk into the shop and they used to refuse to speak to you in English. Tai ki janibo. Tai tu salesman ekta hai asado. Even today we have this mindset, like Chumben said. Taxi driver hai asado. His family is still not proud, but he knows where he's going and he's going to go till the end. I also put a conviction in my heart. I have to study and change this mindset. I know that I'm not going to be taking care of shops forever. But I know at that point of my life, that was my calling and that was most important to me and that was the only thing that I wanted to do. I had my share of fun with my friends, but when it came to work, 7 o'clock in the morning, I started for work. And I was already there in the shop till 5 o'clock. Only during the periods of unrest in the early 90s was a period of time where we opened up our shop at 10 o'clock and closed it at 2 o'clock. Purely because there was a lot of gunfire. Especially during the evenings, it was very dangerous for us to go around town because there were a lot of footpaths that led to Duckland, to D Block, to New Market, that people came out and they were shooting at each other. There was a fight in between the factions going on. This lasted for approximately 3 or 4 years. People from my time somehow survived that and came. Our shops have got bullet marks, but we continued doing our business. We continued doing our business and entrepreneurship. Like Meren said, do you want to be a businessman or do you want to be an entrepreneur? You ask yourself that question. That's a very powerful statement that he has made. For us, it came a little late. For you, it's coming very early in life, even before you graduate out. Do you want to resell things or do you want to innovate and put your own price on the products that you create? Think about it. One thing I would like to reach out to all of you is, there are many kinds of industries in entrepreneurship. Industries that you can be a part of or industries that you can create. My school of thought is, when it comes to retail, it's very glamorous. I've been in retail all my life, 20 years, 25 years. We bring goods from outside, pay for transportation, pay taxes, come, sell a product for about 10% or 15% profit. With that profit, we pay our rent, we pay our salary, and we also take a little bit home. That's one format of business. On the outside, it is very glamorous. You produce nothing, you import everything. 80% of what you earn goes out of the state. More so, even 85%. 18% of that you pay to taxes to the government. Why not? GST is in. 70%, approximately 65%, goes out of the state completely. In a scenario as this, when our government is dependent on the center for all the revenue that's coming to the state, do you think as a race, as a people, we are going to be self-sufficient ever? Why don't you come and become from now on a part of that 65-70% instead of opening up a shop and getting 10%, 15% profit? After all your expenses, you will hardly take home 6%. Unless your volume of business is high, your chances of surviving is very low. You will see that there are many shops in and around, not just Kohima, but all of Nagaland, which open up with a bang, glamour, day and night opening beyond ours, before ours. And within 6 months, they are no more. Within 1 year, they are closed. These are all because we are not able to sustain our type of business. Wouldn't you like to be a part of that part of the segment which makes more profit? producing more vegetables, poultry, developing service industry. These are the industries that we should look at, I feel, in my perspective, which will keep majority of the money in our state. And that is how our state will become strong. If you are thinking of venturing out, make it new. I have a retail shop, which is doing well, but we are also in a position of transition. Now, the in thing is online business. How many of you have bought things online? How many of you buy things, clothes from eBay? Raise your hands. Amazon. Amazon? Any more? Okay, very less. How many of you have bought your mobile phones from online? Okay. How many of you have bought shoes from online? Okay. So that says that we are all savvy with what's happening today, and the most important thing in our life is our mobile phones, which is a window to the world, a page that never ends. Business is there. Business is in that phone of yours. If you have an idea, make use of information technology. That is the gateway to the future. Ours is a domestic market, a regional market. But if you have that, you can reach out to millions of people literally. People in China have no time. Their lifestyle is so extravagant. When we were in their country, in one of their cities, we went to one of their pubs. After our work was over, we wanted to see what their nightlife was. So we went to one of their pubs. They had so much of money. They arrived in Ferraris. The cars were so low, they were touching the ground. And when they came up, there were gold chains hanging, Rolex watches on their hands. It was a sign of wealth. When they came into the pubs, we went to a fairly affluent club. So when we went there, I'm just giving an illustration. I don't promote drinking. We had gone there to experience their lifestyle, their wealth. They don't order one bottle of beer. They order 12 bottles of beer. So if you say, bring, they'll bring that much. It's a style that they were doing, and we didn't understand. I was just looking at their lifestyle. We went, we had some juice, and we enjoyed their environment and came back. To show their wealth, the entire ceiling was made of a false ceiling kind of a glass, which you see through, and then there is another layer of decorations on the roof. I have not seen still one in India, in our country. The whole wall, as large as this, was filled with nothing but only LED screens. Only LED screens. And that was a time when LED screen was very new. And graphics were going in and out, in and out, in and out. They used to come, open up to celebrate bottles of champagne. To celebrate. Not even drinking one sip. And they will leave it there and go. We went into their bathrooms. It's like going inside a five-star hotel's luxury suites. They were done so elaborately. It was just a sign of wealth. And when we started discussing with them, it's very hard because they don't speak English. Some of them, they said that we come here just to tell our friends that we have been to that place. But I don't have time. I'm going back to my factory. Something sad that I have personally experienced going around, and I feel that we have it that they don't have is, young people like us, all of us, have no religion. They may be Buddhists, Christians, enemies also. The parents are worried. Young people, if you get into a conversation with them and we talk something and then we talk about God. So, how's your relation with the Lord? How is it? They said, oh, I don't believe in that. I don't do that. My parents believe, but for me, that's not important. For me, work is my God. They have replaced God with work, and it's very sad. And when we come back to our societies, this is also a trend that is slowly starting. I just want to caution all of you young people that money isn't everything. Work isn't everything. Don't forget the values that your parents have put in you or put in us. They will guide us throughout our life. This is something that you should hold close to you. Two things that's close to my heart that I want to share when I go around is, one is, you can always multitask. Don't keep yourself isolated to only one. In our land is a land of opportunities. You can do even 5 things if you're not lazy. If you're not lazy, you can study and you can do something else and do something else still. If you have ideas, then you start doing now. If you have ideas of entrepreneurship or ideas of business, start doing now. It is always good to be qualified and do something. Then when you come to a certain level, you'll be able to grow very fast because you are educated. And education will help you gain knowledge from your friends, from books, from the internet. And it'll help you survey and go faster than others. Gain knowledge, gain degrees, but not just for jobs. Try to get into entrepreneurial businesses, since we are all from that background. Try to employ people. Try to employ more people. Those of us here, we have a team working for us. We don't succeed on our own. We are able to go further and further because our team is growing. And that is what I'd like to encourage all of you. When you start your entrepreneurial business, don't do everything yourself. Do it for a while. But after that, you move on. So that somebody else comes and starts working for you, and you do something more, and something more. Keep expanding. Another thing I'd like to, just give out to you is, I'm sure my panelists will agree with me, we have met a lot of failures. We may be here on the podium, on the dais today, giving out passion to you, sharing our experiences, but not without our share of failures. For every 2 success, we have got 8 failures to show. 8 failures, 8 times we have failed, and we have succeeded only twice in a scale of 10. Failure is so real. Failure and rejection is all the more amplified when you start out. So don't think that, I'm not going to fail at all. And when you fail, you'll not be able to handle failure. In our line of work, people don't really talk about failures. They glamorize and celebrate the lives of those who have become successful. But I'm telling you, for every one success story, there are 99 others who are failing and continuously going. In my line of work today, if I don't make it new, some of my enterprises are in a state of failure, continuously evolving. If I don't evolve, I'll be out of business. Something that I evolved 3 years back is sustaining me today. Something that I'm planning today will help me sustain 3 years from now. Innovate. So ladies and gentlemen, I just want to share only those things with you, and it's our pleasure to be in your midst this evening. If you have any questions to Chumben or to Meren, you are welcome to ask those questions. There is a prize for the best question. You can direct any questions also to me. We'll not be able to answer you everything, but from our line of work, through our experiences, I'm sure we'll be able to share with you something. Anybody who has a question, just raise your hand wherever you are, and we'll bring a mic to you. Any questions on entrepreneurship or on Make It New? And
see, attitude is all about yourself. It's about who you are. It's about the mentality you have. Attitude of working hard is there. Attitude of being a good orator. There's so many things. But I believe that, most breakthroughs which I had in my life was not because of the situation, out there. Maybe, let me just point out one thing. For example, people are always coming up and asking me, hey, itu bitor manulaga problem dikin asyo. They're always worried about that. A new guy comes up for business and then he talks about the underground taxation. Well, I said like, hey, these guys are gonna be there. If you move into Delhi, they have mafia over there. They have every mafia on every street corner. They'll come and take money from you. It's all the same thing. It's just, they are just being a political group over here. Now, the attitude here is to understand their needs and my needs. Can we coherently work with them? These people are going to be there. The whole idea is to accept the situation. We cannot say, no. Let's talk to them as brothers. Let's be open about things. So I think the breakthrough which I had in my life was not getting a big deal, or maybe not getting through some big projects here and there. I'm also into projects. I do this and that. So it's not about getting a big project. Okay, it's all about here and here. It's all about a breakthrough. It's all about a breakthrough within yourself. It's all about yourself. You are the one who is deciding. You are the one who's going to get through this. You're going to walk the mile over here. It's about keeping it real. That's what we say, keeping it real. So the whole idea here is to, take all this troubleshooting, whatever you're going through, and keep it real and just walk the path. The whole idea, I think, for me, all my breakthroughs has been more of a personal level for me. It has not been a situation or the environment or we're talking about nurture and nature versus nurture. So people talk about nature, and then it might give a different nurture for you, for me. I might react in a different way. You might react in a different way. But I believe the only breakthrough which you must have is having the right attitude, being open to a lot of things, being acceptable to a lot of things, and having a breakthrough here and here. It's more like a personal thing. So that's what I want to challenge you. It's about waking up early in the morning and making your bed. That is the first challenge which I want to give you guys. The most important thing for me, which I have understood so far, is mostly personal for me. If you have the right attitude, believe me, you can just change the world. Look at Mahatma Gandhi. He had one idea, changed the world. Martin Luther, he had one idea, he changed the world. It's all about believing in yourself, like Mr. Neingulie mentioned. It's all about believing in yourself. The whole idea here is to realize your potential. So all of us wants to be self-reliant, and I want to do this, I want to do that. But until and unless we realize our full potential, we won't be able to go there. So the idea here is to realize a full potential of ourselves and then work towards that. So I think that answers the question over there. Great. Thanks so much.
Any questions? Please raise your hand wherever you are. Please, you're welcome.
I just have one question for Sir Chumben. It's a common question. It's a little bit weird also to ask, but I want to pose one question, which is very interesting indeed. Why don't you give up when you are struggling? I repeat, why don't you give up when you are struggling to implement the two-wheeler taxi in Nagaland?
Thank you so much for the question. I think it's very relevant for all of us who are wanting to step out into something new, because why I didn't give up. And in the first place, when I faced the challenges in the system that I was telling you, there were also some people who were not the system, who were different. Though most of them were with that old mindset, cannot accept new ideas, but there are also few ones, and I saw positivity in them, and that also rose my thought to make it possible. And I also did not give up, because I was not alone. And with all of our attitude to work together, we also managed to come together with some of our friends who were on the road, and we came together, we brainstormed together, we collected ideas, we encouraged one another. We also, like our Sir Nakhro has mentioned about us, we also went to Udnet, we also went to Amolichan, who is the Ete Coffee, the coffee scientist, the Sir Nichude Tiulo from EA, Mem Hekani Chakhalu from Udnet, even Sir Richard Pello. And these people, when we approached them, and when I said with them, they were so much inspired, and they were so much elated just by the fact that we have that enthusiasm to come and do something new and go against the system. And that was also one thing that motivated us to go on. And one thing, like I was saying earlier, your friends, your dear ones, your family members may not be very proud about what you are doing, but since I decided that I believe in this idea and that this will work, and even though they may see that it is not possible, or they may think that it is just a small job, I wanted to prove to them also that through the consistency and through the persistence, it will be one day implemented. And now it is implemented. Of course, we have more challenges that are coming on our way, but that is also one thing. And most of the time, when we start trying to do new things or trying to implement our dreams, I am telling you that you will have sleepless nights also, worrying whether it will work out or not. Or for in our case, we had to write so many letters, we had to draft so many proposals here and there, and those things also. Those things are also very challenging, but I thought that this I am not doing only for myself, right, for now. But I thought that I am also learning from this, and I also want to grow with the small thing that I am doing. So with all these thoughts in my mind, I persisted, and we encouraged amongst ourselves, my friends who are here today, and we finally managed to convince the government to legalize it, and now we are running very smoothly. We're very thankful that we have a job now. Yeah, thank you.
Maybe we'll take 2 more questions. Yeah, one there. To my left. Yeah. Okay. To my left 1, and to my right 1. First, we'll go with the left.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
Thank you for the motivationals. However, what I want to ask you is, most of the people in this room will be motivated. But what if we go outside of that door? Many will start questioning. Yes, we are motivated, but where are we going to get the money? So, if you can elaborate on us, give us the idea on how to and where to get the money to start our business. Thank you.
Shall I answer that?
Yes, sir. Sir, you can answer that.
Money is everywhere. It is how you raise money. You look inside your pocket, there's money. You look inside your friend's pocket, there's money. A little bit of pocket money. You look inside your sir's or madam's pocket, there's money. Back home, you look inside your mother's purse, there's money. Inside your father's pocket, less money. More with the mother. There is money in your ecosystem. The right thing for you to do is, when you walk out that door, walk out with a faith that I am going to achieve my vision. And as you walk out, don't think about money. If you start thinking about money, then money will block all your ideas. So first, you think about how to achieve that idea. What should I do? Whom should I talk to? What are the steps I need to do? If it is very innovative and unique, don't discuss it with your friends. Don't trust them. Your friend may steal that idea because he will know how to raise money. Don't discuss your ideas. Discuss your ideas only with people who support you and who are for you. Definitely, we are getting into entrepreneurship for money, for making lots of money. Nowhere in our faith or in the Holy Bible does it say you should not become rich. If anybody finds it, please let me also know. But till today, I have not found which says that you should not have money, you should not be wealthy. Whereas sometimes it is propagated like that. In fact, you should become very wealthy. Strive to be the richest man in Nagaland. But at the same time, try to give out as much as you can to help your fellow people as well as the society. What I'm saying is not a foolproof thing, but this is what many entrepreneurs go through. Keep your plans small while starting out. Keep your plans achievable, something that you think you can achieve. And don't think that bank loans are easy to come by. They are maybe the hardest to come by because as soon as you start, you have no credentials. You have only your student ID card at the most to give, your PAN card and maybe your Aadhaar card and maybe your international passport. But beyond that, you don't have much to give. As soon as you go into a bank, they will ask you for collateral guarantee. Collateral guarantee is something which has to be fixed assets or fixed deposits, which I'm sure many of us or none of us may have. The easiest way is to first make a business plan. And in that business plan, you find out what is the total amount you require. 25,000, 1 lakh, 5 lakh, 50 lakhs, 1 CR. I would suggest that you dream for 1 CR, but start at 25,000 or 1 lakh, or maybe even 5 lakhs. Once you are sure about what you're going to do, supposing your plan is 1 lakh, you break that down. If you go and ask your father, I need 1 lakh, can you give me? Your father will first look at you, look at your whole life, look at how you study, and the time you wake up, and the time you spend on your phone, and he will think, I think I cannot still trust my son or daughter with 1 lakh money. I don't know what he's going to do with it. His idea is brilliant, but I can't be sure because our lifestyle has not proved to them that we can be trusted. If you want to raise funds, then from tomorrow you start, first thing is to gain the confidence of your parents. Don't force them out. Win them over with love, by listening to them, by obeying them, by waking up in time, making that first cup of tea for your father. He'll be surprised. Wow. Attitude change. Attitude change. The first funds will come from your family. They are the people who will believe in you. But if your lifestyle has not proved to them, then they will not even give you 5,000 rupees. Because your family will be the first person to oppose the idea, even if the world believes in it. Try to win over favor of your parents. Try to break down that 1 lakh into 20,000, 30,000, 5,000, etc. There is a way of raising funds. Your target is to raise 1 lakh, and your vision is to do something with 1 lakh. But you cannot start without 1 lakh. So what? Start by selling tea. Start by selling tea. Start fund driving. Our churches say, people say that Nagaland churches are the best, among the best fundraisers in the whole world. We have that. Fund drive has already started. Sales day is going on. Buffets are going on. So many more. Packaged food is going on. Roast chicken is going on. So many things are going on. Learn from our own churches. Learn from our own friends and society organizations. You can borrow money, say 10,000 rupees from your father. Your target is to raise 1 lakh. You have to raise that. And there is nothing sweet or more sweeter than your own money. You will guard it with your life. When you spend it also, it's so tasty. As sweet as gulab jamuns and rasgullas. Start selling tea. Start selling newspapers also. It's okay, as long as you are going to do. Why don't you reach out, you make a list of the people you know. Buy apples in cartons. Buy biscuits by cans in terms of kilos and break it down into 10 pieces. And then you put a price of 50 rupees, whereas it is available for 25 rupees. But you tell them, I'm raising funds. Your parents will give you 100 rupees for 1 packet of biscuit. But when you go and ask your parents, please give me 1 lakh, that's not going to be so welcome. Raise funds slowly. Put a time frame. Within 3 months, I want to raise 20,000 rupees. Within 6 months, I want to raise 50,000 rupees. Within 1 year, I want to raise 1 lakh. Then after that, you go to your parents or you go to anybody else and then you say, I've got 1 lakh. I need 2 lakhs. And just look whether that person will put their faith in you or not. That is one way to raise funds. Slowly, you start raising funds. Maybe your own pocket money. I don't know, maybe not right, but your scholarship money also. That could be your first capital. Actually, that's for your books and uniforms. There is a way of raising funds. Nobody told us that. Otherwise, it would have been very easy for us. We would have done much better. But nobody told us how to raise funds. EA as an organization, if you think you have got good ideas, and your ideas are not like the money involved is to buy half of the moon, then maybe your business plan you can bring and sit with EA. They are an NBFC, non-banking financial corporation. They may invest in you if you think your ideas are worth the while. So if you have business plans, we have some people from EA here, you can speak to them also and try to raise funds. But if you come directly and talk like this, your chances of getting any loan is as good as 0. Unless you are a member, you are not eligible for a loan. So first thing you do is you apply for membership to EA, and then in the process you start raising funds and save your money to EA or any organization. And once you start putting your money, over 1 month you put 3,000 rupees, next month you put 5,000 rupees, and slowly over 1 year you build a relationship with any financial organization. Then maybe at the end of 1 year you will have around 50,000 rupees. You request for a loan of additional 50,000 rupees. The chances of getting that loan is very, very high. That is the way to do business. With banks also, this is why we fail a lot, it seems. We go and ask directly for 10 lakhs, 25 lakhs. Our project reports run into crores. And the bankers say, we cannot trust these DPRs because they have no credibility. So my personal input, my friends can put in, is that if you have an entrepreneurial idea, money is everywhere. Just put that in your mind. Money is everywhere. How do I get that money out of my friend's pocket is how you have to think. I hope that answers your question. One more.
Thank you so much. It might sound a little bit off-topic question, but in general, some people say that it is very difficult or say it is not even possible to make one's passion as their profession here in Nagaland. Because maybe it's because of the financial reasons or some other reason. So I wanted to clarify myself that is it really possible to make one's passion as their own profession? just based on your own experience?
I will answer part of that. Let Meren and my Chumben answer part of it. I say yes, it is possible to make your passion your business. It is how you go about doing it, and it is how you convince people. Because you are passionate, they are not. You have to show them the business model, how money is going to come out of it in this one. If you are one of the lucky few people, then entrepreneurship and business gives you an opportunity to make passion your lifetime income source. It is possible only in this, maybe in one of these few professions. The thing that you love doing so much, you can do for the rest of your life and not worry about going to work ever. If you love doing something, day and night you will do it without anybody else telling you how to do it. Maybe Meren can add something to that.
That's a very sensitive question, okay? I'm sure it came really deep down from the heart. See, like I said, I want to keep things real. Passion is, I'm passionate about a lot of things. I'm passionate about music. I like creating music. I took up DJ classes in Delhi also. I took up Western classical classes in Delhi also. So I was giving music classes when I was in Delhi, in Gurgaon. So the other passion which I had was to be a radio jockey. So I was working to strive towards that. And my passion was to just go on the radio and just talk, So I was employed in I think it was called Radio Mirchi. It was in 98 FM, so I was working there for about 6 months. That was my passion. So my passion was music, radio, anything to do with all the DJ and stuff like that. I love that. But, eventually I began to realize what being real means. I want things to be practical. You might not like what I say, but I'll tell you the truth of what I know. You might not agree, but I'll just tell you one thing. So, if we talk about a businessman or an entrepreneur has to have the right attitude. For example, many years back, I'll just crack a joke about my friend. So, the business made me a very subtle person. I seldom got angry. So even the customers are wrong, I have to talk to them very nicely. Even if they're angry, I should talk to them very nicely. Which came to the point where my girlfriend would shout at me on the phone and slam the phone. Okay, I'll call her back and say, hey, line biya tagishi do. That was the whole idea. So what I'm trying to say here is having the right attitude there also. Now, I realized that getting into a business, your basic business which sustains you has to be a guarantee for you. It has to be an ATM for you and anytime money for you. You open it, you're going to make money. Let's say your passion is swimming. Somebody loves swimming, maybe. There's a slight chance that you just might make it in a professional level. You might not. But you have to weigh the consequences. You have to weigh the risks of what you're really trying to do. So your passion should not come to a point where you are blindly just following your passion. Your passion has to be something very practical. Now, for me, I love to pursue music. I love to create music. I mix a lot of music. I'm into trance music, into R&B, So I mix a lot of music at home also. But my basic business, which gives me money, was food business for me. I have multiple businesses going right now, but food business is the basic business for me. I love food. It is, once I got into it, it was kind of passionate for me also. So the thing is, for me, my passion had to be kept aside for a while, which I know many people won't like it, but I'm being practical, I'm being real, and now with that money, maybe I can open up a studio. Maybe I can just go for a record deal. Maybe I can just start mixing music. I can buy the latest gadgets in music. So these are things which I want to, just implore upon you. Being practical, yes, being passionate about life is good, but passionate and relying your life on that, you have to weigh if it's really going to work for you. So the thing is, hey, you know what? If you have an idea, just come over. One fine day, maybe we can sit and chat. Maybe I can give you some ideas also, if I have any. So I guess that answers your question, bro. Great, thank you.
I would like to add something on that. Earlier, something that our Mr. Nakhro was saying. If you are called today for a fundraise by your church or say by the college, you will not feel ashamed going out to the streets selling peppers or selling tea. I know you will not feel ashamed. But if you are to do for yourself, you will not do it because it is shameful. Let's be practical, and of course, in the financial matters, I am myself is struggling, and I don't know how long I may be able to keep and grow it. But where is the money? Someone asked about that, and that really struck me, and I think that is very pragmatic, and I think it is very common in all of us who wants to venture into business. On my experience and on my, according to me, I would like to answer to you that if you cannot convert that idea into money in the first place, maybe you need to think about your idea. Of course, if you have a very supportive family, if you are from a wealthy family, then it might be very easy. But for someone like me, when I actually started out, I had zero money in my account, in cash, nothing in bank accounts. But I knew that the future is coming, the traffic jam is increasing, and I had to do it. So I started working with one of the organizations, and somehow for work related, I bought a two-wheeler bike, and with that I started to give my contacts to some of my friends, and my friends to some of their friends, and that's how, even with that bike, I started taking them around, and I started making some few hundreds, which was not enough, and because I had to sustain myself, and yes, I stay in a rent in Kohima, and I need to do all my rents, my foods, and all. And that's when I tried to raise. That is where when I started to raise money, and I approached some of my family members. Of course, they didn't think that it will work out because it rains too much in Kohima, and at the same time, something like that also came in. But then I tried. I saw one uncle that I believe he will give me. Jawo nahoy. Ulta discourage kuri dibo. It went on, but then I tried to convince some friends that who believed in me, and I knew they had some. They are also struggling, but they have some to spare. So I made my idea into a lengthy proposal. I had to be very sure that I am serious about this, and I had to be very sure that I have to convince them in order to start. In order to get the money to start on. So I used to go to their place, make myself PPT, and then present to them. This is going to be successful, and one day if I start earning, I will pay you, but interest nadibo. So again, that makes it very difficult for them to give me also. But few of my friends believed in the idea and saw something in the interest that I had, and they pulled in from here and there, and that's how I bought a scooty on EMI pay system, and I started working. And now, when I started riding the scooty in the first place, it was very tiring. It's a very humble profession. I understand that, but of course there is money. The more you take around people, the more you earn. So I focused more on the money. Achido sat bajide ulai gina iman kamai gina iwo iman nakamadak don na iwo. That I used to move out with that kind of attitude. But then slowly I realized that I was torturing myself physically also, and I was also not enjoying the work that I was doing. So I thought of something, how to enjoy this work as I also try to earn. So that's when we also opened an Facebook account. We also have a account on Instagram. On Instagram, it's called Two-Wheeler Taxi Kohima. So if you are on Instagram, you can check us out. What we do out there on Instagram is not to advertise ourselves, not to promote ourselves, but in our ordinary ways, you and I, we are all living an extraordinary lives. And when we are on the road, I tell you, I am learning so much that I have not learned from college. And we meet different varieties of people from different walks of life, and their life stories are so interesting. They have ideas to share with us, they have experiences to share with us. So I become more inquisitive in that sense. I try to get into their experiences in their lives. And when out of their ordinary lives, when I feel inspired, I translated them into stories. And now we are continuing to do that on Instagram page. So and the question that one of our friends was saying about passion, doing what you love. For me, based on my personal experience, doing what I love is not making me earn, or doing what I love is not the way to earn. Because I love sleeping, I would love to hang out with my friends, I would love to stay on the bed scrolling my phone. I would love to just sit and relax and sometimes be in the seventh heaven. But we have to be very pragmatic, and we have to be very practical while trying to do something as we earn. Because if you only do what you love, too much love also kills you sometimes. So what I am saying here is, we need to find a way to enjoy whatever work that we are doing in order to sustain, and in order to while putting our dreams into realities. Thank you.
Thanks, Chumben, for that very heartfelt sharing. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a good session. I don't know if you have learned something new or not, but I'm telling you, people like them are path-breaking and happening today. If you have a dream, then please try it out, or you'll regret for the rest of your life. Who knows, that dream that you have in your heart and you're nursing it for a while may make you the next billionaire of Kohima. We are very happy to have been part of your Convergence Fest. Congratulations in organizing this fest in such a glamorous way, and it's always a pleasure to be part of speaking to young minds, especially minds that are incubating some ideas. We wish you all the best. We'd now like to give out prizes for all the questions have been good, but specifically three ones. Those of you who have asked those prizes, if you can please come to stage. What do you mean to have the right attitude? The gentleman who asked that may please come up. I'll request Mr. Meren to give away. The next is the gentleman who asked, where is the money? May please come up. Can I request Chumben to please give away that prize? Thank you. And the gentleman who asked, can you make passion your business? If you can please come up. All very legitimate questions. In fact, all the questions asked were very practical, and we thought that everything is good, but we just got 3 prizes, so 3 prizes are being given away on behalf of the organizers. Meren, you please get me. Yeah. Thank you so much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the panelists, our pleasure to be here in your midst this evening and to be a part of your Convergence Fest and to make it new. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.